Welcome to the reverse sweep round 11 presented by USAA Insurance. Heading into Major 3, everyone has got their eyes turned towards Atlanta FaZe and Toronto Ultra in terms of who can bring this home. And a lot of people are also talking about how LA Thieves picking up Huke could become that really strong, dominant underdogs. However, there's one team that I feel that everyone's kind of letting slide under the radar and not really mentioning much, and that for me is the New York Subliners. And here I'm going to put across my case as to why I think they could go on to win this next major. A quick overview of their season shows that they started off really well. They performed great in Stage 1, and to be honest, they didn't perform that badly either in Stage 2. They just had one really bad weekend at that major, and then in 3 they pull in HyDra, take out Diamond Con, and they look even better. Across this entire year, they've been phenomenal, and it's a prime example of the type of teams that Clay manages to pull together year after year, despite being thrown to the wolves, if you will. Going into Stage 3, they were put into what was considered to be the group of death. Optic Chicago, Atlanta FaZe, the LA Thieves, just some of the teams who are waiting there, and they beat everybody except for, very bizarrely, the London Royal Ravens. So it's not really too much of a stretch to assume that they can go on to beat these big teams again. They were convincing against the Thieves, they were convincing against Optic, and although FaZe was settled in a Game 5 fashion, they still looked very good for it. In fact, they actually won all 9 hard points that they played, which is a really impressive record. Unfortunately, it doesn't really match up elsewhere, with them only managing to pick up 1 control win throughout the stage. And the thing is, they look really good in the hard points, and to me they can get even better yet. HyDra's a rookie into the league, and although there is the honeymoon period, he can still find his feet yet. He can still improve as a player. Asim blows hot and cold, and when he's looking good, he's looking untouchable, and the same can be said for Mac. In fact, when we look at them individually, we look at their stat lines. HyDra is 7th across Stage 3 with a 1.14 KD. And in fact, he's one of the only SMGs to make it into the top 10 across this stage. SMGs found it really difficult this time out, and yet he's still in the top 10. The only other SMG to do that this stage is Sim, just to show the kind of level that he is playing at right now. Coming in just behind him is Mac, who's rocking a 1.11. As I said, he looks very good when he feels it. When he's really shining, he is truly a player that turns this New York team into that top contender, takes them up a gear. One of the things that I think this team have really brought to the table is aggression, and this is summed up really well when you see that HyDra is 2nd and Clayster is 4th. When it comes to the amount of hardpoint kills they're getting per 10 minutes, they are really involved in everything around the map. They truly work together, and that's not an individual thing like you see, for example, with Vivid in the LA Gorillas or Dylan on the London Royal Ravens. This team work really well together. We spoke back in Stage 1 about how they had that perfect entry flex relationship that helped them be the side that they were, and then in this 3rd stage, they also have such a small spread between the team, meaning that you are not fighting one great player in the New York Subliners. As soon as you do, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are right around the corner, and it makes them absolutely brilliant. For me, they need to contribute more when it comes to that search and destroy and control. In search, for example, Asim is rocking a 1.2, and he's one of their first guys through the door. He's one of those guys that puts himself into those first blood fights. The fact that he's doing that is incredible. The rest of the team, though, are negative, and that kind of sums up why they're rocking only a slightly positive performance in search and destroy across the stage. And in control, it isn't that much better. They just aren't looking great there at all. 1 win, 5 losses. If they can pick it up in those 2 modes, to use the brain that is Revan, their coach, behind the scenes, and not focus so much on their hard point, they really can become such a deadly side. The fact that they are so good at hard point seems to come down to that chemistry that they have, the natural aggression, and quite frankly, some incredible gun skill. And if they can just work on the tactical element, become a really disciplined S&D side, become a control side that has a clue about what they want to do each map, then they really do look like a side that can take this Major 3. They've shown they can beat the big dogs, and that's why I'm putting my money on those New York Subliners.